Craft and See with Laura B. I'm here to kind of go through a couple of things, show a couple of things. Ephemera holders. That's the subject of today's episode. So, I'll start with this real quick. How is everyone? I think I asked that, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And, well, let's get started so I don't waffle on too long. So, I got this idea from Candace at Journal Me Crazy by Candace Johnson. And it's an ephemera holder. And I tore all my baseball cards from 1992 out and put my Tim Holtz stuff in here, flowers. So, real fast, just go through, blah, 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 butterflies, Tim Holtz people. And then I stopped because I'm trying to figure out what else I can put in here. And, you know, theme-wise, I tried some of my fussy cut flowers. Some of them fit, some of them didn't, and I kind of want to keep them all together. So, that's that one. That's the real quick rundown on this one. I'm also revamping these that I made last year. I just made pockets for things to go into, like, say, this. Varying sizes, small ones up here. Now, I had originally, and they're not in this one, like, here's a belly band so I can stick, I have some numbers and stuff like this. So I can put those in here and slide them under the belly band so that they don't run all over the place. I sure hope I'm in frame. Oh, okay, here's my box that I tore out of all of these. So that is what this is. This one I put all new stuff. I used papers, some that Tommy sent, some that I had from other people, and then some of the cardstock in my own stash. This is another one. And like this is in my stash. And I don't think I showed on that one. They do fold out. So I just reinforced the spines with washi tape last night. So all of them fold out. So I have bigger pockets here. These, here we go. These had vellum pockets all on the outside, but I didn't like the utilization of them, so I ripped most of them off, especially these top ones. They were too close to the top, but left the decent ones decent shaped. If they were all torn up, then I ripped them off. So as you can see, you have a million places to put tags, whatever you need, and I have 3 of these. And the last one of those is over in this pile off to my left. And the only reason I didn't rip these out is because I sewed them in. But as you can see, vellum, 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 pocket. So, just stuff like this. And then reinforced where I needed to, because they get lots of use, so I did. Like, this is torn. Anyway, so, those are those ideas for ephemera holders. But what we're going to work on today is an idea I got from Carol Tinson. Oh gosh, I just forgot her channel name. I'll remember it in a second. I'll look it up. And yeah, just Carol Tinson. Tinson is her last name. She's a lovely lady out of the UK. And it is her Simple Folded Ephemera Wallet and Book, Episode 3. That is the title. And here is the original one I made. Making sure I'm in frame. And as you see, it's just glued together and it's fallen apart because I made it a long time ago. And it's got 2 pockets. It's a long thing, 2 pockets, and you join them together. And oh, I did do that where there's a hidden, I've forgotten all about this. And there is one in there. Look at that. It's been so long since I used these. They got buried somewhere. Come on, go in. Oh my good night. Good gracious me. There. So that gives you more room. I sometimes have the hardest time working these reverse tweezers. I like them so I don't have to squeeze them shut. But then I get all weirded out. So I just went through one of these that I just showed you and pulled out all the smaller ones. And that's what I like this for, is for some of the smaller ones. Now I made these 3 and just finished this one this morning. But I made them all with vellum and then sewed around because I don't like the look of glue on vellum. But you can see the double-sided tape, which I've never figured out how to hide that. And I used all of my vellum on this, on these. So there's one. Here's another one. This one has 5, as does this one. And so all the little things I've put in here. This one is out of this rose gold paper from Berica ink, I think. Candace turned me on to her in one of her videos a few months ago. She told us about her. Another 5. And I could have sworn I had another one of these. And I don't know what I did with it. It's probably still upstairs. So, and here's the new one. This paper is from Seven Plaza. And I really like it because, well, red's my favorite color. And then I just use cardstock to go over it. Now, I rewatched Carol's video this morning. And she did it out of card, which is why this one is so much heavier. And she was talking about putting card on the outside to stabilize it. And obviously, you don't want to do the spine. And you want to start your glue or tape about 1/2 inch in, so you have room to expand and all that stuff. I find this is just too heavy. So I use the vellum, which I don't know what pound it is. And then 32-pound paper on the back. So I, double-sided tape onto the back and then sewed around it. And this is cardstock. It is your Colorbach in the reds. So I am not, and that was difficult. My hands are so yucky. That was, I wanted the vellum so I could see through it, but it's very, very hard for me to see to fold. So what I did is I printed out double-sided. This is G. Kerr prints. And I'm going to show you, we're going to get started on how to do this one. Now, if you want a better explanation than I'm going to give you, check out Carol Tinson. I will link her down below. And maybe the video too, because it's from a year ago. And the woman has had 5K views on this one video, so yay her. Anyway, so what you want to do is fold it in half this way. Whichever side. Now, if you're doing a one-sided print, if it's not double-sided, she did say to put your pattern side up. So I'm going to do it that way because I like that print better. And my printer got a little wonky. That's okay. There are some people like Jamie from I Love You More Journals who likes the wonky. Me, that's where my OCD kicks in and I cannot handle wonk. It depends on what it is, I should say. I'm wonky, and I'm fine with me being wonky. I'm not fine with this being wonky. This is 32-pound paper. Because you do want a heavier weight so it holds up better. But we'll see. I don't think you need cardstock. Although she did one with a cardstock paper. I think it was Tim Holtz. I don't know if it was Tim Holtz. It was some such 12 by 12. So you fold it in half this way. And then you're going to take it. If you can open it. Open. And decide which side you want to do this on. Now, she says 3/4 to 1 inch. Here's what I want to show you. This is what it looks like with 3/4 inch. Come down. That's 3/4 inch. This is what it looks like with 1 inch. I kind of like the 1 inch better. So I'm gonna level myself up, get it even, and then you're gonna fold it like this, upwards on itself. So take the half fold and go like this up to, like I said, I'd rather do the 1 inch than the 3/4 inch. You can even do 1/3 of an inch if you want to. Probably could have done that for demonstration purposes. So your second fold is going to make it look like this. And then you're going to fold up again to here. And I have issues with folding. I just do. I have a really hard time with anything not being straight. So I kind of get all up in my head. So why I glommed onto paper crafting, I do not know. I will tell you that I would rather do a junk journal than a card. I really don't like making cards because of the perfection factor. It's just, I start to spin out because I can't make it even. So then you're going to fold down this bottom one till it meets that. And I'm not the best teacher on the planet. So again, if you need a better explanation, a more complete explanation, I highly recommend checking out Carol Tinson. As I said, I will link her below. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. And this is what the side is going to look like. So then, obviously, you're going to fold it in half like this. And I'm just going to kind of do a light up here. And at this point, you reach for your scissors. Actually, I need it a little better marked because, you know, I'm old and apparently can't see very well. And then you're going to cut a little triangle, which is really hard if you don't fold it, for me anyway. There. Okay, there I can see it a little bit better. A little bit. It's much easier on vellum to see. And you're going to cut on each side of that line as best you can. And trust me, the best I can is not very good. And do what I do and just pull that off. So, and she did much smaller little X triangles than I'm doing. So there's one. And just make sure you fold and burnish well. And I guess the world isn't going to end if it's not quite perfect, I suppose. Not like it will if I'm late. Because the world will end if I'm late. So I'm going to try to speed through these. So I want this to be up. So I'm going to fold. I know, don't go on the struggle bus. Don't go on the struggle bus. Don't go on the struggle bus. Don't get onto the struggle bus. Let the struggle bus pass on by. Just stop it. Stop it. So how, I know I talk about the weather because I like weather. I'm always interested in weather. It is taking a warm turn. Thankfully, it has stopped raining long enough to mow the lawn. April showers and all that. So line it up the best you can. At least with the colored paper, I don't have to ink it so I can see it. I tell you, that vellum wasn't easy, and I probably would have done more in vellum, but like I said, I ran out. I only have one page left, so I need to order some more. I did order actual tracing paper at Mitzi's recommendation. Mitzi at 307 Junk Journals. Oh, crying in a bucket. Just leave it for once. Just leave it. And then one more down. Yes, sometimes I talk to myself like I'm a dog. Because I have to tell myself, leave it. Leave it. Oh, you will never guess. I always wake up singing a song. It's just me. I kind of think I'm a little bit odd in that respect. But yet, on the other hand, I like what it says. There's always a song in my heart. This morning, you will never guess what I was singing. I mean, it was like, Wayback Machine, but it was like, okay, now I've forgotten. Where'd my scissors go? Y'all saw it. There they are. Good Old Boys. Good Old Boys is all we'll ever be. I haven't heard. That is like a early 80s country song. I remember whoever it was, my mom had their record. And so I listened to it a lot. My parents didn't listen to rock music. They had, well, I remember a couple of 8-tracks. Fleetwood Mac, one of Fleetwood Mac's. Elvis, of course. When we moved from Oregon back to Illinois in 78, I vividly remember that there was a Fleetwood Mac 8-track, because we had one of those boom boxes that had an 8-track player in it, and we had listened to Elvis, Fleetwood Mac, Linda Ronstadt, and Engelbert Humperdinck. And I remember at 8 years old, this is so embarrassing, but I had the biggest crush on him. Oh my gosh, I thought he was the bee's knees. I really did. I'm gonna try this one. I don't know why. But I remember holding that 8-track when it wasn't being played and just gazing lovingly at his face. And I have to hand it to the guy for not taking a stage name and leaving Engelbert Humperdinck. What a name. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But anyway, yep. That's who I had a crush on. 8-year-old Laura had a crush on Engelbert Humperdinck. And you know what? I couldn't tell you what he sang for the life of me. I don't think I listened to him outside that trip. But I can tell you that years and years later, when I was like 18, 19, 10 years later, so isn't that funny? It seems like forever when you're young. But 10 years later, I bought the same Linda Ronstadt cassette of that 8-track, and I could sing every song by heart, but yet I hadn't listened to her for years. Weirdness. So what is anybody working on out there? Are you crafting? If you're crafting, let me know what you're working on. Drop me a line on Instagram. Same name, Craft and See with Laura B. Let me know. Or you can, I'm on Facebook. Same name. Got a group on Facebook. If you haven't joined already, join. We're not scary. And I'm very supportive of other channels too, so you're welcome to post that. I ask that you not spam us with multiple posts all day long. And when I say multiple posts, I mean like greater than 2 or 3. It's like, it's not one of those where, oh my gosh, you can only post one, and if you post more than one, no. Once. Post however many you want. As long, well, like I just said, duh. But yeah, we'd love to see what you're making. Even if you don't have a channel, post it. I put up some pictures of some stuff my aunt made. Speaking of, I gotta put up some more. She's not tech savvy, so I put them up for her. And she's got some wreaths I think she is trying to sell. So those are the ones that a couple of pictures of those that I'm gonna put up. Oh, fudge sticks up a fudge tree. Just cut. There. Good enough. Alrighty. I'm gonna bring out Miss Piggy. Pig, as I call her. Cutest little vacuum in the world. Got her off of Amazon. When I was doing home decor, they always had a lot of the ladies had a little ladybug vacuum. So I went online looking. And for $1 more, I got Pig. So, you can ink, but I'm not going to take the time to ink this. I really don't think it needs it. There. Now you're just going, I only did 3 in this one. So you're just going to obviously glue. Gotta glue first. Duh. I did the vellum ones where I used double-sided tape and then I sewed. And I don't want to take the time to sew this. Now what she did is just glued along here. So you had a little pocket. Have a little hidden pocket. But I found with like going through that one, they are a little bit hard to get off. So I'm going to glue the whole thing. Because I don't really care if there's a pocket. Like I said, I'd forgotten all about it until I rewatched her video. I'm kind of one of those people like, oh, I watched the video, so I don't need any further instructions. Put my own spin on it, I guess you could say. And I'm not going to glue in the center. Because even with the sewing, it takes off a little bit of what you can, the room to put things in. And I'm just using this for the littler stuff. Oops. Put that away. So, oh, one more glue. Didn't get it over here. I might leave that open because it is bare. Why not? Do it differently than all the other ones you've done today. So, what are y'all watching? You watching anything good? I know, isn't it funny how when Netflix came out with streaming, the thing called binge watching, I forgot there's a lot to glue when you don't sew. Don't tell me I did that. I did. Oh, dippy. There, I fixed it. I kind of fixed it. Oh, for crying in a bucket. You all saw that and were like, what are you doing? That's what happens. Sometimes you get all involved in talking. Demonstrating. I'm hoping I'm not getting my big old head in the way. There. Oh, for crying out loud. So I'll get my little bone folder out here and make sure those are open enough. These are all open. Kind of, oh, just shaking my head at my full self. And this one, I don't care. It can glue. That's where I got off track. So if you haven't checked out Carol Tinson, I highly recommend you do. She's got a great sense of humor. And she has some really cool ideas. Now, Laura, just glue the edges, not the tops. Just glue the edges. Just glue the edges. Again, just glue the edges. And then glue just on the bottom of this one. And you do want to make sure that you are uniform when you do the measuring part, whether you do 1 inch or 3/4 inch, because it will kind of mess up the final result. It does change it a little bit. And don't pull a me on this last one and accidentally glue one upside down. So I had to tear it apart, and it had been sitting on there just long enough that it tore the paper too. But not enough that I had to bag the whole bag. That would have made me mad. Because, you know, you only have so much paper. You don't want to waste it. So, there. And then just the sides. Just the sides, just the sides, just the sides. Yeah, I got all up in my head over this one. Okay, I can glue the bottom here. That's what happens when I do things differently than I did the one before. Where I started differently. There. This is just the sides, just the sides, just the sides. Kind of like my chicken to bed song. Chicken to bed and chicken awake song. For the Isabeau. Time to go put the chickens to bed, chickens to bed, chickens to bed. And then it's time to go let the chickens out of bed, chickens out of bed, chickens out of bed. Yes, I'm always singing or humming something. My friend Faye is the same way. She hums a lot. Alright, there you go. Clean up my mess. These little scrapers, I love them. I had bought one for the kitchen and commandeered it for in here, and then bought another one and put the bigger one back in the kitchen. All right, clean enough. Now on to the next part. I used double-sided tape on some of these. This one I glued. These I used double-sided tape with. I decided to do something different. Now, what I am going to do here, which she had done and I'd forgotten all about, is I'm only going to glue the sides of this. So there is a pocket in there, which I guess it was where the wallet part comes in. So you do want to start about a 1/2 inch or so in. So I line it up. Just line it up on there we go. I did have it. And then line it up as straight as you can. And then I'm going to go here. Try to stick really close to the edge without going off the rails. And sometimes it doesn't like to fold as well as you think it is. Oh, for love in a bucket. And then make sure that you're on the right side. And like I said, you do want to leave a little bit of a gap. So it looks like that. more straight. Oh, there it is. So, una más. Across here. And across here. Come on. And then up to here. Talking myself through it. Talking myself through it. Okay. Oh. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There. Close enough. Close enough, Laura. Close enough. Quick. And so, there it is. I get all turned around. Now, what she did in hers, where'd my little pin go? Thank goodness I have more. I need to really, y'all remind me, I need to invest in some of those glue toppers with the danglies that isn't a pin like this, because if it's a pin like this, because I will drop everything, it ends up breaking. So I've seen some, I know that Juliet Camellia Crafts Designs makes them where it's got a little, I don't know, jump ring attached, and so you can drop it on its head as many times as you want and it doesn't decapitate the thing. All right, so let me see. I don't know if we want to decorate it, what we want to decorate it with, but here's some Tracy labels. And the nice thing about that is, yeah, see, that was my inadvertently glued in the wrong spot. See, you've got a short pocket, so your field notes and stuff can fit. And then the vellum ones are good because then you can see through them. That's why I made these vellum. But again, running out of vellum. So there's that. Let's just put a couple flowers on here. I don't have many. And they're quite long, but that's okay. And I know everybody probably knows this, but if you put a little bit of tape on the front of these, it makes them easier to pull off. I can't remember. I've seen it from many people. So I can't tell you who I learned it from. It was early on in my, oh, for crying in a bucket. There we go. So there's one. Let's put one of these on there. These are, they come on a sheet, so they're not individual, but I would think the same thing applies, and yes, it does. So there you go, ladies and gents. There is an easy, cute ephemera folder or wallet. Let me put something else in there so it doesn't want to glue down. Oh, that matches that. Like with like. Here we go. There you go. So here's a small one with only 3. Now what she did, Carol Tinson did, is before she glued the card on, because she did all of hers not double-sided, and to cover up the white, is before she glued on this top one, which I didn't even think about, excuse me, is she put a ribbon in there, and so you could close it. Now, I didn't, even though I covered these, I just didn't think about that because, you know, derp. Hello, my name is Dorcas, and I'm a Dorcas. That's what you get for redoing something that you haven't done in a long time, and so you didn't know remember all the details. And obviously, I hadn't done it on this one, and this was just a bunch of randomness that I had already printed out. So, and then there's this, which I don't think anyone needs a tutorial on this, but the nice thing about the large pockets is there for stuff like if it fits. If it fits, it ships. And it doesn't fit. But you can use longer ones, like, say, this. And that way you have all of it in one spot-ish. And you don't have to worry about it. So, I thank you for joining me today. And if you liked what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends. Leave a comment. It really helps me get noticed on their algorithm. So like I can put this one. Nope, again, too long. I'm trying to find a skinny one. Trying to find a little skinny one. Let me see if that's skinny enough. Nope, but this is. It's too little, but you get the idea. But this one has bigger ones on the inside. So let us see. Let's see if this will fit in between them. There you go. So something like that. Again, if you liked what you've seen, please hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, share with your friends. All that helps my little teeny tiny channel grow. And oh, don't forget, this coming Sunday at 8 a.m. I'll have the drawing for the Peter Rabbit giveaway, a little small journal giveaway, and I will quickly show you. It's already packaged and ready to go. Yep, there it is. So that will be on this coming Sunday for 30/23, April 30th, 2023, just in case somebody watches this 2 years from now. And in order to enter the drawing, you need to go to any of those videos and type the phrase, "Here comes Peter Cottontail." Also, like that video and subscribe. You do not have to say that on every video, but if you wish to, that's fine. I'm still, to be fair, only going to do one entry per person. It is open worldwide, not just the US. So look for that this coming Sunday at 8 a.m. It will hit. And peace. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.